So Ezra, let me ask you this, man. What does this say about the Eagles, right? I mean, it's in and within the last 5 seasons, what was it? Last 5 seasons they've been to now 2 Super Bowls.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
what does this say about them, and most importantly, what does this say about Jalen Hurts?
Well, I think Jalen Hurts. I hope he's got a good agent, because he about to get paid. you,
Absolutely.
Big time. That boy
I
about to
think
get that chili.
yeah, he definitely about to get paid. And it's just crazy because last year, and we talked about this a few episodes ago, but like they were in the playoffs last year. They got blown out by Tampa. But sometimes you need that, to kind of get you set up for a real playoff run. You know what I'm saying? And kudos to Jalen Hurts, right? I mean, his story is a great story, right? I mean, he was, starting quarterback for Bama, won the title, got benched, had to transfer to Oklahoma. People still questioning, if he could play or not. Becomes the starter in Philly. Folks still questioning him. This time last year, folks was like, oh, well, Philly got these draft picks, so if it don't work out, they might just,
Call it
draft a
quits.
quarterback next year. And it's like, he came out and showed out, man. And so kudos to him. I mean, obviously, Howie Roseman, the GM there, he's done a great job building this team. And, if you look at some of the guys that were on that team the first go round, a lot of them, I don't want to say a lot of them, but there's a few of them that are still there, like a lot of the guys on the offensive line, Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, a lot of those guys are still on the team, right? So now I don't know who they'll play yet. That game's still being played as we speak. But they have that experience, and that stuff is like big. That's huge to have that
Really
experience
huge.
being there before. So, I'm very interested to see how, Nick Sirianni approaches this, because I'm gonna have to look, but I don't even know if he's been to the Super Bowl before as a coach, whether it's an assistant or whatever. So let me look that up real quick.
That's a good question, man. That's a really good question.
Let's
T
see,
T, what you
Colts.
thinking, T? What you think about how how the Eagles were able to pull out this game? I mean, obviously they
Man.
didn't run up into much resistance, but for all the things that people talked about, the Niners defense. I mean, the Eagles at some point they were able to impose their will, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
let's
Right,
just be
right,
real.
right.
Yeah. And
I'm gonna
like I
say,
talked to not to cut you off real quick, T
no, you good, go, bro.
like we talked about earlier on the A block part of this show. I had mentioned how the Niners had the number one defense. Number one scoring defense, pass rush defense. They were leading all across the board on defensive side. And man, talk about how Philadelphia scored at will, huh?
Exactly.
Exactly, yeah.
Exactly.
My perspective is, I would say, man, unfortunate that it had to come down like that with two quarterbacks getting injured and you going the whole second half pretty much running the ball. It's unfortunate for the 49ers, but at the same time, this is the NFL, there's no excuses for anybody. And I like the fact that the Eagles won. They did what they had to do. And barring who wins this AFC game, I might be rooting for him because I want to see Jalen Hurts getting one. But I mean,
Yeah.
shit, the 49ers have nothing to hang their heads on. They started, correct me if I'm wrong, they were 3-7, 3-6 at one point of the season and flipped the switch, made
Yeah,
the
we
trade
went
for
9-0 for
CMC,
the last run.
and then up until today came into the game on a 12-game winning streak. So there's nothing to hang your head on that one. I feel like, I don't know what their free agent situation is or anything like that, but hell, they might have all the pieces there if they can stay healthy to make another run and be in the same position trying to go to the Super Bowl next season.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, not to admit, the Eagles about to go to the Super Bowl and they have 2 first-round picks in this draft, bro. They got a top 10 pick and then whatever their pick is gonna be, man. So they just gonna
Yeah,
continue to
They keep
reload
stacking.
and hell, that I mean, the Niners. I don't think they have any like important pending free agents. I think everybody's locked
Everybody
up.
locked up.
So
That's hey.
you
And if
know, you
that's the
just got to
case,
figure out who gonna be the
oh,
quarterback next year. Is it Brady? You know, is it Trey Lance? You
Man,
know,
look, I would like to see Brady in that Niners jersey, but this ain't Brady 20 years ago, dog.
yeah, but do you need him to be Brady from 20 years ago? You know,
And can Papa take us to the promised land this next season if we get him?
Hey,
I
man.
don't know, man.
I
That's a
mean,
good question.
well, all right. So let's be honest. If Brady does go to the 49ers, I mean, he going up against Geno Smith. He going up against who's I mean, when Kyler comes back, he'll be going up against Kyler, but Kyler won't be there at the beginning of the season. And then lastly, he'll be going up against Matthew Stafford if he's there, if he's healthy. So I don't know. I feel
hey,
like Brady going to that division could potentially bode well for the 49ers.
Yeah, that division
regardless,
is not a juggernaut like it used to be. So
Not at all.